Hi, everyone. It's beautiful out. It's a little chilly today, but it's quite lovely. The birds are singing. The air is cool, but quite nice. The water is still high, but we're here for a beautiful time by the way. A quick visual descriptor: I have long brown hair, glasses, black coat and hood, a blue overcoat, coffee mug in hand. Behind me is the river and the slowly rising sun behind the trees. The snow appears to be just about all gone. That's actually kind of nice. I like it. I hope you have your coffee, your tea, whatever it may be, whatever gets your day going, whatever makes you feel marvelous. We all need to make sure we're staying hydrated, have a beverage in hand. But depending on the time of day, you may need that quick pick me up of a hot beverage, a nice cup of coffee. Smells good. It tastes good. Do like that warm, refreshing cup in the morning. There's a sense of joy to it. It truly is. Now, let's go ahead and talk about something that may apply to almost all of you listening, and that's our writing skills. Almost regardless of what you do online, no matter what your business, your craft, or your art, writing is incredibly important for many of us. And it can actually take so many different avenues, so many different venues, whether you're talking about post writing, blog writing, script writing, whether whether you're a poet or an author like myself, whether you're a screenwriter, you maybe make films. I make films, and writing is a big skill there. There's so many different uses and so many different necessities for us to be better writers. It could be as simple as writing the description for your pictures, writing a visual descriptor for them, or it could be the copywriting itself. How do you improve upon these skills? I mean, we practice them a lot, depending on how often you're putting up posts or how often you're creating blogs or newsletters. There's a good chance that you are writing fairly frequently. But let's talk about 3 ways you can improve on those writing skills. Some of them are going to kind of seem a little, well, the first one's going to kind of seem a little obvious, but make writing an exercise, a daily exercise. What I mean by this is spend time every day writing for 5-10 minutes. You probably are already spending a lot of time, potentially every day or two, writing up copy for a post. Well, I would propose that you spend 5 to 10 minutes every day doing a writing exercise, making it a daily practice. Even if you're not going to be doing any posting that day, maybe you have something in the future that you want to post, or maybe you're working on building that newsletter. What's really going to help is if you're spending a certain block of every day writing. And it doesn't necessarily have to be relevant to your next project, just spending that time writing. And you'll want that to be a scheduled thing, a blocked out thing, even if it's something that you're doing, in your lunch break during the day at the office, or maybe right before you go to bed, spend 5 to 10 minutes every day writing on any topic, on any purpose that you wish. I'll take a quick moment to say good morning over to everyone on Twitch. I see you joining me. And if you're joining me on Twitter, LinkedIn, or YouTube, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you're doing fabulous today. And of course, thanks to Restream, I am able to come out to all of you on all these different platforms simultaneously. It's a wonderful thing. If you are looking into getting into live streaming, look into Restream.io. Restream.io is a wonderful software, and of course, our hearts go out to the people who are in the main office, who founded and run Restream. They're from Ukraine, so our hearts go out to them, their families, their friends. Hopefully, they're all safe and well. Now, if you've already gone ahead and you're already putting in that time every day doing your writing exercises, well, that's going to be one big thing to improve your writing overall. Regardless of what style writing you're doing, take that time every day, 5 to 10 minutes. Now, right after that is actually a very simple thing, but again, it's going to improve your writing overall because it's going to help you focus your writing. And that is idea listing. Now, we oftentimes write lists for everything, be it groceries or to-dos for the day. Idea listing is really not a whole lot different, but there's a couple extra things that you can fit into here. So say you're having a brainstorming session and you just start bullet pointing idea after idea after idea. This is absolutely wonderful, but you're just going to have a big list of ideas. And then you'll have to come back to each one of them and work on them. So let me give you a slight tip to even make your idea listing or your listing out of concepts a little bit better. Take an idea, one idea off that list. Go ahead if you want to jot down 10, 20 ideas or however many come to mind, go ahead. But then afterwards, grab a single one of those bullet points, a single one of those ideas you had, and then make a list of all the ideas that come to you from that idea. Maybe you have a big idea like, oh, I want to do a blog on health. All right, great. So grab that single bullet point, put it over, and then start writing out all the ideas that come to you because of that idea. And make a list. Make a list of ideas that come from a primary idea. So health, maybe it comes down to fitness, maybe diet, maybe just preventative care, like regularly seeing your doctor, regular checkups, things like that. Then after you've gone ahead and you've made that whole list, grab a single bullet point from that list and go ahead and do the same thing. By the time you're done, you'll have taken a large number of ideas, you've refined one, and then you've refined a concept within that idea even further. So it's, again, going to help you focus, and it's going to give you a more refined idea of what you're going to write about. It's really going to be helpful. And if you're an author or a poet, you can do the same thing. Make a list of ideas of things that you would like to make a poem about or write a story about. And then once you have your list, grab one of those ideas and take a list of all the ideas that come to you from one of those ideas. And then again, grab one of those ideas out of there. And you're very quickly going to have what could be the framework for your next story, your next poem, your next article. It's really going to help a lot. And even if you end up filling up a notebook or filling up a whole bunch of docs on your computer or your phone, you're going to have a lot to come back to, and you're going to have more well-formed ideas that you can revisit and then you can build into your next projects. You know, a few days a week of just idea writing, you could actually create the content that you're going to put out, or a framework for the content you're going to put out for maybe the rest of the year, just with a couple of weeks of idea writing like this. You know, and the same is true for many other people in many other different types of fields and positions, whatever your art, craft, or occupation is. Idea writing and list writing this way is going to help you refine those ideas. Now, my last and certainly not least tip of the day is free writing. There's a chance you've heard this term before, but if you haven't, free writing is simply the act of uncensored writing. You'd sit down and you'd allow yourself for 15 minutes to just write everything. You're not writing it as a list. You're going to go ahead and say you have an idea for a story or an article or a song, anything like that, and just write everything that comes out. Maybe you have characters in mind, maybe you have dialogue in mind, but what you're not going to do when you free write is you're not going to stop yourself. All ideas right now need to come out, good, bad, or otherwise. What you're going to do afterwards is you're going to take that raw form, and you're going to really figure out what you can use in there and what you can't. But if you're someone who gets writer's block, I get writer's block, where I just have so much and then I get stuck somewhere. Well, this is actually a good way to get past that writer's block. Go ahead, get away from your main work that you're doing, and just free write for like 15 minutes. If you don't have 15 minutes to free write, make it 5, make it 10. But free write every idea. Don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about punctuation. Don't worry about the words you're using. And most certainly don't stop yourself. Just keep writing everything, even if it has nothing to do with what you're working on. Write it out. This is really going to help clear your mind, and it's also going to give you a whole fresh set of working eyes. So if you have been working on a story for a long time and you just can't get out the next bit, rewrite and then look and then see, do I have the answer to the next thing I want to do here? Do I have something I can work with in this raw material? Chances are pretty high you do. And even if you don't, maybe now you feel a little loosened up, you feel a little free, and you can go back to what you were working on and complete that next part, that block, just pop right out. You feel in the flow. So these are my tips for you today. And just to revisit really quick, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to make writing a daily exercise, you know, a 5 to 10 minute block every day of writing. You're going to want to idea list and then idea list the ideas in the list, you know, refine, make a list of ideas from points on that list, and then so on and so forth down the line. And then finally, rewrite. If you're feeling blocked up, if you're feeling uninspired or like you can't get anything out, just write without thought or concern for what you're producing. Do it for 15 minutes. Just truly release everything, and you might find that you're able to progress on to your next project or to finishing your project a whole lot easier. All right. Now, just before I get going today, I would like to talk to you all about Without the Light, Volume 1, Penance and Toil. Now, depending on where you're joining me today, there's going to be a link somewhere nearby Without the Light, Volume 1, Penance and Toil, is my premier fantasy novel, and it's just been re-released, a little edited, a little different, but at the same time, absolutely still the wonderful fantasy novel it was. Now, it is both a dark fantasy and an epic fantasy, and it is part of an ongoing series. So if you like dark fantasy and if you like epic fantasy, this is most certainly up your line. In Without the Light Volume 1, you're going to join people, specifically a man named Courtney and a man named Cole, as they journey from this world that we know so well to worlds beyond, along what's called the river. The river is a mystical thing, it's a magical thing, an otherworldly space that connects all worlds within the universe of Without the Light. Now, Without the Light is connected to my other fictional works, so you're going to see a lot of things in there that you might find in most of my other books. It is a unifying factor. The stories can be a bit grim, but they are, in their core, about many different types of struggles and perseverance. Penance and Toil is, of course, just an introduction to the great web, the huge fantasy world that I've created, but at the same time, it is a beautiful story with lots of different components. I highly encourage you get a copy. And if you already have a copy, please leave me a review on Amazon. It would mean the world to me. And share it, tweet it, whatever, uh, whatever works for you. But at the same time, just remember that what you're doing is you're helping spread the word about an independent author, and it really makes a huge difference. I'd like to say thank you, everyone, for being here today. Thank you for joining me here by the river. You're all absolutely wonderful. I wish you the best. Be excellent, my friends. Go get an extra cuppa. You deserve. You've done so much lately. You're amazing. All right. I'm going to get out of here, though. Be excellent, everybody. Take care. See you all again soon. Bye, everybody.